Good morning, Weather Vikings. Today is April 9th, and it is a day two. Our first story today is going to be an update on MCAS testing. I would like to pass you over to Lily to tell us more.
Since we're more than halfway through the school year, many people are curious about standardized testing. We wanted to give you the latest update on whether the MCAS will be happening this year. Due to COVID last year, students had no MCAS testing. The MCAS is a statewide exam administered to Massachusetts students studying in public schools across the state. MCAS is administered to all students in grades 3 through 8 and grade 9 and 10. Freshmen take the science MCAS. Sophomore year, students take the English and mathematics MCAS. Students are required to score a 220 or above on science and a 240 or above on math and English to pass the MCAS and to eventually get their diploma. We caught up with Mr. Miko for more information to see if the MCAS will be happening and to hear some students' thoughts on MCAS testing.
Hey guys, Mrs. Leslie here, wanting to give you some information about MCAS. So our sophomores and juniors will be taking the English and Math MCAS in May. Our freshmen will be taking the Science MCAS in June. That's as of right now, so if anything changes, we'll certainly be reaching out to let you know.
The way I think COVID will affect me having to take the MCAS is because what we learned this year was basically just review and catching up on stuff that we missed last year.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to affect it a lot and make everything a little bit different this year.
So we've really been preparing for the MCAS since the beginning of the year. The unique thing about the Bio MCAS versus the English and the Math tests that you'll take your sophomore year is that we just focus on this class. So arguably anything that you've learned since September really is prepping you for the test that you're going to take in June. As far as review goes, we do a couple of different things for review. We'll play quizzes games with MCAS style questions so we can get a feel for what the multiple choice questions are going to look like. I'll also take MCAS questions from previously released tests and I'll put them into different tests that I'll give or different quizzes. So students are getting exposed to it, sometimes without even realize that it's an MCAS test, that they'll see something really similar on the test.
COVID certainly has affected MCAS and other standardized testing throughout the year. Our seniors this year actually don't need to pass the MCAS to graduate. They had to fulfill other classes and stipulations, but they don't need to actually pass the MCAS to graduate. As far as we know, other grades will have to in upcoming years, but our seniors are off the hook for now.
How I would personally get ready for the MCAS is definitely getting a good night's sleep a couple days before and having a good breakfast the day of the MCAS.
I get a good night's sleep and I try my best.
Advice that I can give to students about MCAS: number one, trust your gut. If you put an answer down, don't second guess yourself. That answer is probably correct. Additionally, don't leave anything blank, right? If you are taking your best guess and it's a question that you're not totally sure of, a best guess is going to be better than putting nothing at all, because that guess might actually get you a couple of extra points and you'll surprise yourself. The third thing is, if the answer seems really complex and confusing and it's words that you haven't seen before, it's probably not the right answer. The best answer is going to be the simplest answer and the one that makes the most sense. So don't get caught up in words that maybe you haven't seen before, because they're probably not going to be the correct answer.
Other standardized testing like SATs and PSATs have certainly been affected. A lot of colleges aren't requiring the SATs as an admissions requirement, and we actually didn't have PSATs this year, and that's typical for most schools. If you guys have any questions about upcoming MCAS testing or other standardized testing, make sure to reach out to your guidance counselor. I have the middle of the alphabet, G through M. Mrs. D'Amico has A through F, and Mrs. Spiriti has N through Z.
The way I feel about standardized testing this year is that I don't really think I'm prepared for the tests because of the impact of COVID-19.
I feel like standardized testing isn't fair because it's not an accurate representation of everyone's abilities.
Personally, I've never been a huge fan of the MCAS, even in kind of regular learning times. So this year, students have had to really constantly adapt to different types of learning. We were remote at the beginning of the year, to going into hybrid learning, to now being back full in person for some of us, which can be kind of tricky to adjust to all of those different ways to learn. But overall, I've seen my students do really well with the content regardless of whatever model that they're learning in, and I'm confident that you guys are all going to do really well.
You heard it here first with our test update. If you plan on taking any of these tests this year and in upcoming years, make sure to be prepared and good luck. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Lily.
And good luck to all the people taking the exams this year.
Our sports teams are still continuing to work hard throughout their fall 2 season.
And so here we have Bobby and Tyler giving us the sports recap for the week.
This past week, the Winthrop Vikings have continued their path to success on the field and on the court. We caught up with a few athletes to see their views on the season. Last Thursday, football upset Division I Framingham with a 22-6 victory to stay at a perfect 3-0 on the season. Touchdowns came from Brian Conceso, Bobby Hubert, and Mikey Shavs. The Vikings take on Gloucester tonight. We caught up with Bobby Hubert to see how the season is going.
So far this season, I think we've been pretty successful. With 3-0, we've only let up 6 points, and our offense is pretty explosive. Of course, there's always things that we can work on. We can score more points. I hopefully we don't let up anything else the rest of the season. That's always a goal. We can win the NEC on Friday, so that's still one of our goals. And we didn't come here to be 3-1 and not win the NEC. We came here to be undefeated. We came here to win the NEC. So in a few weeks, we'll hopefully get back to this and say, how do we feel now? And we'll be more happy. And we just can't wait to see what happens.
Boys and girls soccer took on Whittier Tech on Monday. Both teams were successful, with girls winning 4-0 and boys winning 1-0. The lone goal comes from Chris Nunes. On Wednesday, the boys faced Methuen, suffering a 7-0 loss. The girls played Northeast, winning 3-1. We caught up with Augie Cherico, Grace Galoris, Mara and Jenna Dorr, and Mia Norris to find out how the season is going.
The season's going really great so far. We've been super successful on the field. Our team is working really hard together. We have a great bond, and we're really happy with the outcome of most of our games.
One thing we need to definitely improve upon is playing against Boston Latin. They're one of the only teams that we've really competed against. They actually are the only team to beat us, and we play them on senior night, so hopefully we'll be better and ready to play them.
I can't really complain. We're 5-3-2, best year out of my 4 years, without a doubt. But I'll pick 2 things that I think we need to improve on. I think that we need to be more aggressive with the 50-50s and win more of those when the ball's in the air. And I think that we need to take more shots. Attackers, midfielders, defenders, everybody has a good enough shot to score on this team. And I think that we should definitely be putting up more goals than what we are. But like I said, I can't complain at all.
We're doing really good. We're 7-1, and make sure to come to senior night next Monday at 6:30.
Yesterday, the volleyball team took on Peabody, but we were not able to provide a score. We caught up with Gabby Golden to see how the season is going.
I think the season's going really good. Our serves are very good. We're passing very good. I think a thing we definitely need to work on is communication, because it will help us better as a team and to come together and just work harder, work better, work smarter. But overall, I think we're doing a very good job, and so far the season has been very good.
Yesterday, the track team had a meet against Gloucester, but unfortunately we cannot provide the results. We caught up with Gianna Doherty to hear about how the season is so far.
The girls' track team has been having a really good season this year. We've had home meets this year, which is different than normal, but so far it's been working great and we like them. We do have less girls than we would in a normal season, but it hasn't been affecting us as the new girls have been working really hard at practice, and so far we've won all our meets. We do have senior night this week, which is exciting, and I am confident that we're going to win. And yeah, overall we've had a really good season.
That's it for sports. Great job this week, and good luck to the football team who takes on Gloucester tonight at 5. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Rock. It's always good to hear how our sports teams are doing.
The Digital Media 3 students have been hard at work on a new project that they will soon be premiering on the school's YouTube page.
The students have been putting together this sketch comedy that's reminiscent to Saturday Night Live in Key and Peele. Here is Dylan to tell us a little bit more about this project called Sketchy Kids in Class.
If you haven't noticed, the Digital Media 3 class has seemingly disappeared from Up Winthrop. However, we and the rest of the class have been working on a new project called Sketchy Kids in Class.
The Sketchy Kids in Class have been a joint project in which each member of our Digital Media 3 team has come up with their own piece of sketch comedy. After a month of hard work, they are ready to unveil these skits this Friday at 3 o'clock. we caught up with the Digvid 3 to go into a bit more detail on what they have been working on.
So the Sketchy Kids in Class is it's a group of sketch comedy that we've been putting together with all of us at the Digital Media 3. It's a little bit different than Wake Up Winthrop because we're kind of putting like a comedic spin on the videos that we make, but we're super excited to do it. Personally, I made another music video. It's kind of a play on the John's Plan video that I made 4 years ago. But I'm super excited for everyone to watch, so I'll pass it over.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much summed it up there. My video is going to be kind of like a fake trailer, so tune into that, Joey.
And my video is going to be a fake infomercial, so tune in Friday at 3.
My video is a fake documentary starring these guys, so that'll be airing one of these Fridays.
At 3.
Yeah, so make sure you guys check it out. We'll see you then.
Thanks, guys. And now we're about to release Evan's music video for the Sketchy Kids in Class. That's all I've had for today. Now back to you guys in the studio right after this presentation.
You an idiot? Like, you gotta be a moron.
Yeah, this album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me COVID never meant nothing. To all the people that live in fancy land saying 2-week quarantine. Called the governor on me when I was trying to walk my dog with no mask. And all the students in the struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. It was all a dream. We used to go to school right in here. Capasso and Mississippi up in the library. Now I'm staring at my wall every Saturday. Mask is back. COVID taking quite a toll. Buy some GameStop before it takes off. It's non-Robert Hood hating on small stocks. Way back when every single thing could be packed. Now a virus attack. Remember learning here, room 104. They never thought this crap would be here this long. Now I'm in the home light cause I'm online. Time to get paid, come on, need some fat aid. Smile thinner, I'm the opposite of a grinner. Remember when I used to go to places for dinner? Now it's nothing good, fast food, Mickey D's, lunch be the best, just like everything. It's blowing up like I said it would. Call the crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. Time's going really slow, now you know, COVID. Constant grief for misinformation saying go drink bleach. And I drive a Jeep, woke up just to lay back down. Spreading germs is a country's way. Whole day saying keep it pissy. Schools used to diss me, now they write letters cause they miss me. Never thought it could happen, this virus stuff. It's way too used to slacking off and stuff. Now everything's closed, I better stay home. From Mississippi down to the East Coast. Condos and drop inside for weeks. No sold seats cause COVID looking bleak. Living life without fear. 5 masks on in my house right here. Lunches, resuming calls by the pool. Considered a fool cause I did this in high school. Stereotypes of a small town are misunderstood. And it's all good. Time's going really slow. Now you know, COVID. Representing B-Town in the house. Doing mince mad flavor. Yeah. Now you know.
Look out this weekend on the school's YouTube page for the entire episode of the Sketchy Kids in Class.
That's all we have for you guys this week. Make sure to tune again next week and
Roll Vikes!